Recruiter Christy Birchler is with us from her home in Indiana. Christy, I'm about to talk to one of your longtime nurses, Ronnie Robinette. Tell me about where you met her and, how that whole relationship got started.
I think I met Ronnie about a few months after I started at Atlas, and I was real active on Facebook. She reached out to me and was looking for a job, and we just hit it off and connected, and she had a California license, so of course there's all kinds of awesome California jobs out there. So she's been with us for a long time. She left us for just a little bit and then came right back.
And we've actually talked about that a little bit in the past, and I don't know if it'll come up here at all, but it'll be interesting to see kind of where that conversation goes, because she has been one of probably our biggest supporters just in general, online, in hospitals, through referral.
Yeah. She's really active on Facebook for sure. I remember sometimes saying, "Don't tag me on everything," and she would laugh and she'd be like, "Is it too much?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm afraid I can't get back to everybody." So she's really good about promoting Atlas for sure.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to talk to her. It feels like I've known her and Michael for 3 years now. And so I can't wait to talk to her and go through our questions here. So tell me just a little bit about her. Like, if one of the things that, just one little thing, when you're trying to get her that next contract, like, what does it?
So I would describe Ronnie as being super laid back, very flexible. I've never seen her upset or angry or mad. She's so even keel. She just starts talking about different locations that, what side of the country do you want to be on? And then I'll just start looking at different jobs, but she really never turns her nose up to anything. She works for Kaiser's. She works for just about any health system. And she's just super flexible. She'll float. She's one of the most well-rounded nurses that I've ever worked with. So she's definitely a good asset to my team. So.
And she's great for Atlas too. She's great for us. So
she's awesome. She is so incredible. Like, she totally talks so, highly of Atlas and all of the places she's been. She helps a lot of the newer travelers out. She's always in there talking about, how nurses can get their next assignment and which locations to go to and how to be super flexible. So she's great.
Maybe she'd make a good recruiter one day.
She would make her a great recruiter. I agree. We've had that happen before. We've turned nurses into recruiters.
and they've been very, very successful too.
Very, yep.
Awesome. Well, Christy, thank you so much for doing this with us today. I'm going to go talk to Ronnie now. And Ronnie, welcome to the Atlas Life. Okay, Ronnie Robinette is with us, our very first one in the new studio here, and I'm so glad it's you. I feel like, we've only talked maybe a few times, maybe like this, but I feel like you've been with us for so long that I know you.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be the first one.
Awesome. All right, so let's get right into it. So how did you first connect with Christy?
Actually, it was another traveler that traveled with you guys, Lauren Adkins, and she referred me to Hannah, but Hannah was out on maternity leave.
Yep.
So then she told me about Christy. So
awesome. And that's, 3 years ago?
Almost 3 years ago, yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow. That's, So then how long were you a nurse before you started traveling?
I was a nurse for a little over a year, but I also worked in the hospital on the same unit for like 6 years.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So then why did you start traveling?
That was the whole reason I went to nursing school. I wanted to travel. So just to be able to see other places, it really wasn't about the money for me. It was just traveling to different places.
Mm-hmm. So then how long ago was that? We weren't your first company, were we?
No. It was A little over 3 years ago when I started traveling.
When you started traveling for
Yeah,
for
you guys
real.
were my second company.
Second and now
Second and last.
and forever, right? Now.
Yes.
So then you and Michael got, when did you meet him?
We've been married almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years this year.
And then, so you dated before for a while, and then.
Yeah. Yep. I don't even remember, 2006, I think, is when we started dating.
Mm-hmm.
So we got married in 2008. So.
How does he like the traveling lifestyle?
He loves it. He loves it. He takes care of me. I love it too. I don't have to do dishes or laundry or anything. So it works out great.
I saw him walking around back there before we got started there. So.
Yeah, he's back here. He's actually cooking dinner right now.
Oh, see, that's perfect. Perfect. Look, I just thought he just there we go.
Michael, come here. There he is.
Hello.
Michael, I love your shirt, man. That's fantastic. They are so good this year.
Yes, sir.
Finally. Hey, I lived through it, right? I mean, it was.
Yep.
You had to lose a lot of games in order to get to this point. So I've been thinking about you a lot when games are on.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I always check on the Cubbies too.
I appreciate that. So maybe we'll see you in the postseason, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. All right. So then, Ronnie, tell me, what's the out of it, traveling? Like, what's the best part? What's the worst part?
The best part is, going and meeting new people. That's my favorite part, probably. Especially other travelers. We actually have 2 other travelers here with us right now that are over for dinner. So one of them is Ethan. He travels with Heather. Then the other one's just doing a local assignment here with the hospital. So anyways, that's probably my favorite part. And also, getting out doing different things. We're probably going to go parasailing this weekend, so I'm excited about that. The worst part for me, it didn't bother me at first, but now having to pack every time we move, it's such a pain. And we have 2 cats, and so they hate to travel, so having to pack them up is like the worst part.
How do they do on the ride? I mean, is it tough?
They hate it. It's been a little better the past couple times, but we've been traveling for almost 3 years. What you think they would be used to it by now, but they're not.
That's cats though. That yeah. Yeah,
they do not like it, especially because almost every assignment that we've done has been on opposite sides of the country. Oh. So every time it seems like we've gone from one side of the country to the other. Yeah. So they were happy this time because we went from Roanoke to Virginia Beach, which was only like 4 hours.
Yeah, one side of the country to the other with 2 cats would be a challenge.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. So tell me, what is over the past 3 years, like, what's the best experience you've had as a travel nurse? If you could pick out like one, what's the best experience you've had?
I was in Wilmington, North Carolina last summer, and it was awesome. And the hospital was good. It was really busy. But my favorite part was that we met several other travelers, and we are all like such good friends now. So, and there's so much to do in Wilmington. It's my favorite city for sure.
Yeah. Is that one of those places, like, because this happens a lot in the industry, right? It happens a lot where you can go back. Is that one of those places where if they said, they called us and said, what's Ronnie doing? Is she available? Is that one you go back to?
Yeah, for sure. We're actually looking for that for our next contract, maybe. So yeah, I'll totally go back.
Awesome. Because those are some of the easiest and best ones, especially if the hospital's used to you, you're used to the hospital. It's been a little while since you've been there. Go back to another contract, then get back out and go see something different again.
Yeah, I would definitely go back there for sure.
Cool. As you started out, and think back to like the beginning of travel, not necessarily your nursing career, but like the beginning of traveling, there's a lot of nurses that are just jumping into this for the first time. Like, what was the one thing that took you the longest or was the hardest to learn?
So my first assignment was in a step-down unit, and I had come from a PCU, and it was completely different than what I had been used to. So you generally think step-down and PCU are similar, but no, it was completely different. So probably learning to just throw my expectations out the door. Because you never know what you're going to walk into when you go into a new facility. And, you know, the key is to being able to adapt to that. So I think I adapt pretty well. You know, this assignment, I'm in the OR. I've never worked OR in my life. So it's been a fun experience, and I've definitely had to adapt quickly.
I didn't know that. So how did that come up?
So, I don't really know. I was waiting on a call from Reno for their tele floor, and Christy and Heather text me at like pretty much the same time. And they're like, we are going to submit you guys to this job. It was for me and Ethan, because he's Michael's best friend, so we traveled together this time. And they said it's an OR, and they will train med-surg nurses. And so you two are well qualified, you know. So they submitted us, and we heard back from them that day, and they hired both of us. So it was originally for PACU, and they only needed one PACU person. So they hired Ethan for PACU, and they hired me for the OR.
Oh.
So it was, I don't know, it was so crazy. And Christy said, I know that you love to expand your resume. Like, she's always looking for different opportunities for me. So she's like, this is perfect for you.
Wow. Was any hesitation on your end at all? I mean, that's different, isn't it? I mean, that's a big jump.
It is a big jump. No, I actually was like, yes, I'm like so big on expanding my resume any way I can do it. So she knows that I want to do that. So she put me in there. It's what I expected, but it's not, I don't like it as much as I thought I would like it. So I'm like, it's kind of like a one and done type thing for me.
It's going to look awesome on your resume though.
Yeah. I've enjoyed it, but it's just, I don't know. I like interacting with my patients more.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So then last question, and you kind of alluded to it already, but what's next? Like, if you could go anywhere, like what would be that dream contract?
If I could go anywhere, I want to go to Alaska. I have been trying to get to Alaska for 2 years in the summer.
Yeah.
So, that would be my dream, I think. Or even, I'd like to go to Hawaii too, but with the cats, it's not really feasible, and I don't want to leave them for 3 months with somebody, you know. But yeah, definitely somewhere in Alaska would be awesome.
Having been there last year, I can tell you it's everything that you would imagine and more. Like, I could only imagine living up there for 3 months, and I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, we almost got an assignment there this summer. I know Andrea Kalash that lives up there. She used to travel with Atlas. And so Christy sent me the job, and I was like, yes, submit me right now. And I got on that very same minute. I text Andrea, and I was like, tell your manager to hire me. And so she did, and the manager was like, I literally filled these spots this morning. Oh. No, I was like, no.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was, I was like, oh. So hopefully next time we'll get in.
Andrea is the best. Like, I miss her. And you know what? She did the same, you know, travel until she found what she loved. And if she never comes back from Alaska, I won't be surprised. Like,
I know. She told me, she'll if you come here, you will not want to leave.
Yeah.
So,
that was a conversation we had at TravCon a couple of years ago, was she came back for the last time to, you know, do TravCon, and she's like, I love it. It's fantastic here.
Yeah. That's what she told me too.
Well, Ronnie, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being with us today, and everything that you do for us. I think if there was if we had like Traveler of the Year, it'd be you.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for all the support and everything else that, you know, everything you've done for us, you know, online and with Christy and Heather, and it really, really means a lot. You and Michael are awesome for us. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I mean it too. I mean, everybody that I send to you, they tell me, like, I can tell you're really enthusiastic about this company, and that makes me want to travel with them too. So, yeah, I definitely mean it. And my Atlas blanket, it lives right here on my chair every day.
So that's a rarity. We're completely out of those now.
I use this thing every single day, and Michael folds it just like this, so the Atlas symbol's out every time. So, yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and we'll see you out there on the road.
All right. See ya.